Welcome to Master Domaining. I'm Gene Pimentel, and in this session, we'll talk about how to spy on other sellers, buyers, registrants, and competitors. Let's face it, knowledge is power. The more you learn about what's happening in your field, the better and more efficiently you can conduct your business. Sometimes you just need to know whether a potential buyer is for real. You may need to know whether they're an ordinary consumer or a savvy domain investor. You may want to cross-reference certain domain names with others and see how they're related. You may need to check the activity level of particular companies or individuals based on their domain name, email address, location, and many other identifiable data points. As a domainer, it's good to keep on top of your game and to have just a little more knowledge than the other party you're dealing with. One of the best resources I can share with you that allows you to become your own Sherlock is a site called DomainIQ.com. You can learn a lot of valuable information without the subject having any idea you know as much as you do about them. So this session serves a twofold purpose. Number one, to learn how to gain information, and number two, to learn how to protect your own information. For the purpose of protecting and or throwing off any spies that are trying to get a handle on me, I purposely use numerous accounts. I use various registrars, various names and addresses, various phone numbers, email addresses, etc. that are not able to be cross-linked. As you grow, you may want to do this as well if there is information you'd rather not provide easy access to. Let's take a look at the Domain IQ tool now. This is DomainIQ.com. What is Domain IQ? Domain IQ is a data collector that provides a powerful set of tools for domain name research. They have a powerful data and analytics infrastructure which allows them to generate comprehensive, detailed reports on a level available nowhere else. Domain IQ is truly useful for anyone involved with domain names or websites. It's a valuable tool used by domainers, brokers, service providers, registrars, investors, lawyers, and government personnel, and more. With the Domain IQ technology, they can generate custom reports of almost any size using a wide variety of criteria. Their data infrastructure continuously checks new and existing domain registrations and evaluates ownership details. These details are indexed and correlated. Generally speaking, all of the data found on Domain IQ is refreshed every 3 months at maximum, but most data is significantly newer. Let's take a look. On the main page, they have a video where you can learn more about the service and all the things you can do with Domain IQ. The most obvious function is to type in a domain name in this box to learn a lot of information about that domain name. I'm going to type in masterdomaining.com to see what comes up. Click Research, and as you can see, it's displaying a lot of information about masterdomaining.com. It was registered on January 8th, 2012, and is currently associated with Gene Pimentel, located in the United States, New York, Oswego, that's exactly where I am, and with which email addresses and where it's registered. The registrant's email is associated with 83 other domains, and their name and address is associated with 732 other domains. Combined, 733 associated domains were identified. It gives you the IP address of the website and how many other domains that host contains. And prior to being re-registered, this domain expired one time on January 2nd, 2012. So somebody else owned this domain before I did. In fact, Master Domaining is a domain that I picked up from an expired domain list. Now, of course, all this information is based on one segment of my entire business. I have many different accounts using many different email addresses and names and addresses. A little further down, it gives you the status, which is registered, the appraised value, which is below $500, and that's because it's a fairly new website. It gives you the registrant location, and down below it gives you the domains on this IP address. So it lists a lot of the domains that I have on this IP address. Some are mine, some are customers. It gives you the website snapshot, where it's registered, the creation date, the expiration date, the name servers. Now, that's the basic information. You also have other tabs on the top that you can investigate further. Portfolio, and this is a paid option, so if you have a paid account at Domain IQ, you can get a comprehensive report which gives you more in-depth details of the domain and all the connections to it. You have the who is, which is the basic who is information, and there's the who is history, which will show you, according to the different time frames, who owned this domain at what point, and it'll give you their complete information. It'll show you the related domains. And again, if you have a paid account, it'll show you all 733 domains in this case, and it'll list them below for you. They also provide snapshots of the websites, so you can see what they looked like at different times. And here it says domains associated with masterdomaining.com. Gene Pimentel, one of the email addresses associated is abuse@uniregistry.com. And there are 4 related email addresses, and they list them for you. You can filter the domain names by category, by extension, by language, by registrar, by registration year, character count, appraised value, and name server. There's also a PDF option where you can click, and it provides you a thorough information document which is all about masterdomaining.com. So this is great if you're looking for particular information on a domain and you need to know all the information about it. And this is a 30-page report. Let's go back to the home page, and we conducted that brief research based on a domain name. You can also check based on an email address, the name, and there are other tools. Now check out these tools that you have access to. Reverse Whois tool, and that lets you discover all the domains and email addresses and aliases associated with a specific individual or organization. Reverse IP tool, Reverse MX tool for mail, Reverse Google AdSense tool, discover all domains using a specific Google AdSense advertising ID, Reverse Map search, Identity discovery, drill down and explore relationships between domain names, email addresses, and registrant names, Reverse Keyword tool, discover all domains that contain a specific keyword or keywords, Reverse DNS tool, Reverse Google Analytics tool, Reverse Registrar tool, so you can discover all domains registered at a particular registrar, email registrant count and lookup, and further down it gets even more interesting, add a monitor, and that means you can add criteria that will let you know when certain things change, like monitor domain names, registrant and emails, and DNS servers, and receive alerts whenever changes occur. There are monitoring reports. There's a contact owner of a website or domain name, and I'll go into this in just a second. There's a bulk Whois lookup, bulk IP Whois, hosting research, domain similarity finder, API access, zone files, domain snapshot history, so you can get snapshots of a particular domain name at different stages in its existence, bulk snapshot tool, bulk DNS tool. Let's go back to the contact owner, and this is really nice because you can actually send an anonymous email to inquire about a domain name. So they don't know who's sending them the inquiry, and as they say here, it's ideal for making an offer or buying a domain name, ideal for revealing owner's email if behind a proxy, and it's free to registered users, maximum 25 a day. You can send a regular email which will identify you, and it'll help reveal owners of emails that are behind proxies. That's also free to use. They also have a certified offer service. Using their service, you can submit an offer to buy a domain name, and when the recipient receives that offer, they see that it's a guaranteed offer, and that Domain IQ stands behind the offer, and it's guaranteed to them if they decide to accept. So I've pretty much just scratched the surface on all the tools that are available. As you dive into each one of these tools, you'll gain more and more information about the domain or person you're trying to look up, whether that be a buyer, a seller, or just a general registrant. Domain IQ will give you a lot of intelligence about that party.